Alrighty, we're another Vintage Cube League, and you know what? Today I've decided I'm going to just hard force Storm. That's what we're doing, and we're going to do that by taking Bowmasters. Over Time Spiral, yes, but two things. First of all, Time Spiral could wheel. Second, Bowmasters is just a better Storm card. This just makes all your draw 7s incredible, and it's just a good card by itself. There's also Strix, Spiral, Spellseeker, Dark Confidant, Odawara, technically Bloodstained Wire, but that's going to get taken 100% of the time, so... We have outs for Spiral or Seeker wheeling, but I'm going to take Bowmasters here and then follow it up with, it's Imperial Seal, Memory Lapse, or Verdant. I kind of think it's Lapse. Even in Storm, Memory Lapse is just a really strong card. You have it in your opening hand, and it buys you maybe multiple turns against aggro. If you counter their 2-drop, sometimes it just means you get two extra turns. Against Control, of course, stopping their disruption. It's just a great card, and you know what? We'll see where we end up. Now I'll take Memory Lapse. I mean, this is just looking like blue-black mid-range, but we'll loop back to Storm. Don't worry. Lapse easy or Leak easily the strongest card out of that pack, so nothing too close there. And then here, okay, there's Shieldred's Edict, Sensei's Top, a red-green fetch. That's not great. Teferi Time Raveler, Subtlety, Urtai, Fire Covenant. This is an interesting pack. There's also Oko too. Yeah, there's a lot of strong cards in this pack. I kind of want to take the Sensei's Top, but I think that's probably a little ambitious. I could take Subtlety. That's not as good in Storm, but might still be just the pick. I mean, at the end of the day, you can only do what you can do, right? The packs are the packs. There's also Teferi, which is just like a pretty reasonable card. And I really do like Teferi. Fire Covenant's also not bad because these decks end up Grixis a lot of the time. You know, let's do it. Let's take Fire Covenant. Let's see how that ends up playing out. Kind of mediumly, I guess I'll take Grief now. If I had taken Teferi, I would easily take Colonnade and be pretty happy. If I take Subtlety, if I took Subtlety, I don't know what I would take here. Maybe Thought Scour, but I'll take Grief. That's fine. And then here, okay, I do like Expressive Iteration. I think I like that more than Daze. We're looking pretty Grixis-y. You know, if we draft Grixis, we draft Grixis. That's fine, too. Iteration over Daze, Preacher. Nothing else that's, like, super relevant. Oh, Spire Bluff Canal, Crabomination, and Oliphant, and either Spellbomb. Oh, and Rafine's Tower. These are all pretty live. I think I just want to take Spire Bluff right now. Just a good untapped 2-color land. I think that's going to be pretty solid. And then here, you know what? I actually kind of want to just take Sword of the Meek. 8th pick, Sword of the Meek. No one's taking Thopter Foundry. I don't think Magda or Curtains or Urborg are going to be that big of a loss. So we'll take Sword, and we're looking a lot more like Grixis Midrange or Grixis Control right now. But, you know, that's, again, how the packs break. All right, now on the wheel, Spellseeker came back. Not looking like a great Spellseeker deck. Bob came back. It could be a kind of nice Bob deck. There's also Odawara. That's a free space. Odawara is also really good. I'll take Bob, though. This actually looks like a kind of nice Bob deck. Oh, now I take Fatal Push. Yeah, over Proving Ground and Consider. All right, the Storm Ship has sailed. Now I take Plagon, actually. I don't think Slickshot Show-Off's going to do much for me. Plagon is an interesting card. So you draw a card for each creature with higher toughness, which right now would just be the one. Higher toughness than power, of course. And then it's kind of like a 3/3. I think I'll keep it out there for now, but we're looking real Grixis-y right now. Oh, Shieldred's Edict. That's money. I do like Urtai, but... I just think Shieldred's Edict is such a nice card because it kills Planeswalkers, and I have Fire Covenant and Fatal Push to kill creatures, so it'll cover some bases. I think Plagon I'm probably not that likely to play. Yeah, this is looking really nice. 2 counters, a discard spell, a Bowmasters, which is just excellent, 3 good removal spells, a Bob, and an Iteration for card draw. I am missing Fixing. I just have the 1 Spire Bluff, but we'll get there on that. And then here, I'm still just going to take Colonnade. I just don't see myself playing that any of those other cards. And I'll take Triumph as well and Bayou. Okay, I just picked up 3 lands at the end, but they all have either white or green mana in them, so they're not the most useful, but you never know. You never know. We'll see where those end up going. So I think I'm actually a pretty nice pack 1, all told. And we'll see what pack 2 has to offer here. Ancestral Recall. This is the Ancestral Recall setup. Oh, that would be so perfect. Obviously, you're always happy to open Ancestral, but Ancestral with like a pitch spell, all this other stuff, just really good. Oh, there's Underworld Breach, there's Scalding Tarn, Hull Breacher, and Dismember. I think I can actually pass on Dismember here. I just have some pretty good removal options, and I'm in the removal colors. So it's really just Hull Breacher versus Scalding Tarn. Let's go for the gusto. Let's take the Breacher. We're on Wheel of Fortune and Time Twister just can't pass lists now. But you know what? I as much as I do like taking a Scalding Tarn there and getting a little fixing, I feel like I'll take a shot at Hull Breacher, and we'll see where this goes. Well, now there's Shieldred. I could just have all the draw 7 Punishers. There's Stock Up. There's Fable. Yeah. Is it crazy to want to take Stock Up over Fable? It probably is. Fable's pretty good. I don't want to take Shieldred here. I like Shieldred well enough. I have 2 draw 7 Punishers already and no draw 7s. Taking the third seems a little excessive. And I just think Fable is gonna do some good work for me here. There's Flame Slash, but I kind of got to take Raucous Theater. I need to start taking some fixing. There's Tidebinder, Tendrils, Evora. There's some cards, but I'm just going to take a land. And then, oh, now I take Consult. I do love a Consult the Star Charts. Okay, still no draw 7s, but I think this looks pretty nice. Obviously, as of right now, I would trade Hull Breacher for Scalding Tarn, but you know, there's time. And here, here it's easy counterspell. We have 2 counters, but we can never have too many counters. And it's that or Troll of Khazad-dûm. And Troll is good, but I'm really happy just taking counterspell here. Oh, I'm excited to just draft pure Grixis. I guess if I get a draw 7, this will be kind of like a combo deck as well. But this is looking good for right now. And here we've got a Deep Cavern Bat. I love Deep Cavern Bat. Yeah, this is looking nice. Plus, I already have a bunch of creatures, so creature removal is already decent against me. My main hesitance with something like Deep Cavern Bat or Freebooters is when it's your first creature, it's a lot worse. Okay, so now it's Brainstorm versus Treasure Cruise. Normally, I would take Brainstorm. Here, I do have I have 1 Shuffle effect is all. It's kind of nice with Bob. Treasure Cruise, yeah, I'll just take Brainstorm. I do like Treasure Cruise, but with 0 fetch lands and not a ton of cantrips, I feel like I should just take the Brainstorm. Brainstorm is always great. Okay, need some lands. Oh, I got to take Lutri here. I like Bronco well enough, but this is just such a nice Lutri setup. Just a lot of good spells, a lot of good interaction. I think that Lutri is just giving a card for free is so powerful. So no draw 7s in this pack either. So the Hull Breacher versus Tarn certainly is not aging super well. Oh, Breach came back? All right. We always spec on a Breach. In this house, we spec on Breach. There's sort of the Meek and Underworld Breach here. Just wait. Stock Up came back? That's crazy. That is wild. All right. I mean, Darkslick Shores would be excellent here, but Stock Up is too good to pass up. Is there any chance I would play Coalition Relic? It's not literally 0. Maybe I just take Tendrils, or maybe I take Evora. Evora's kind of nice. This is not a Tendrils deck. I'm just going to take Evora. And here I'll take Storm Chaser's Talent. And here, I like having a Soul Guide Lantern. I don't think Galvanic Blast is going to be that great or anything. Okay, so, I mean, I don't think I'm necessarily going to play Evora here. I do have a bunch of random duels in my sideboard. Well, Third Path isn't nothing, but I probably wouldn't start Third Path or Storm Chasers most of the time. All right. Any Ancestral Recalls? Any draw 7s? Also wouldn't turn down a Mox, though. Hopefully one of the Grixis colored. There's a Mana Vault. Mana Vault is so bad. I'm not taking Mana Vault in this deck. There's just nothing to vault out. What am I doing? Maybe casting Stock Up plus another spell. I'm just going to take Force Negation. That card is amazing. All right. Well, I'm good against combo. I became the very thing I swore to destroy. Now there's Spell Pierce, Snapcaster, Blood Crypt, Vivi, Night's Whisper technically. This just looks like an out-of-control good Snapcaster deck. Fatal Push, Brainstorm, a million counters. I think I'll take that. I don't think I care too much about Vivi. Oh, there's a Brain Freeze here, and I have a Breach. We haven't seen LED or Lotus Petal. All right, I'm in. Passing a Badlands and a Ponder. Those are both cards. And a Occult Epiphany, so maybe I get something back. Who knows? Here, I got to take Pyrokinesis, I think. When you have Lutri, Pyrokinesis becomes really strong. And it's that or Savai Triumph. I'm just such a big Pyrokinesis fan. Okay, Underground Sea, boom. Need that one. Okay, so take out the Lutri. This is 2022. Because all right, so we're like doing fine on cards. Still could use more lands. And We only have a couple picks left. If I don't get the Lotus Petal or LED, then Breach Brain Freeze is not going to be fantastic. You can still kind of make it work on like 6 mana where you go like Breach, Brain Freeze, but without free spells or cyclers, I guess I technically have Pyrokinesis as a free spell, or Force Negation doesn't really count. It's going to be tough. Also, this Hull Breacher worked out so badly. I would trade Hull Breacher for Scalding Tarn in a heartbeat. But, you know, obviously it would have been nice to get a draw 7. Brutal. No lands or draw 7s or LEDs. All right, I guess I'll take Fairy Mastermind. I don't really think Harvester of Misery or Narset are things I'm super into. So this is 23 right now, and I guess I would play it, but we'll see about this Brain Freeze and Breach. I also have like a Storm Chaser's Talent, Third Path. I have a couple cards in my sideboard I could play if I wanted to. Plagon, not the best Plagon deck. Woohoo, what is going on here? There's a Tundra and a Palace Jailer? A Firebolt, a Thieving Skydiver. I mean, I guess I could take K-Command. Yeah, K-Command's a reasonable card. And then here, I guess this is a black-red land. Sure, I guess I'll take it. I don't love it. I don't really understand what's up with these landscapes, but all right, I'm going to take Brain Freeze and Breach out. So what did I give up for taking Brain Freeze? A Badlands? Yeah, Badlands is a pretty big cost. I thought it was worth it because if I hit the LED or Lotus Petal, then this obviously would be a huge part of this deck. It'd be very good. But I actually think this deck has a pretty good chance of winning without it. I could play it. I could also cut the Hull Breacher pretty easily and see what else I want to play instead. I mean, Storm Chaser's Talent's not crazy. Oh, blue-red land. Yeah, I'll take that. I mean, we're not getting any fetches, but we're still getting there on lands. I'll just take a Breeding Pool. I don't think there's actually any circumstances where I do end up playing that, but I have a Green Splash. I could play Evora, and I could just play the Hull Breacher as like an anti-card draw card. No combos. I don't even have like a Dak Faden or anything. But more creatures are good. This Grief looks kind of bad, actually. I don't have tons of black cards to pitch, and when you're not comboing and you're not playing draw 7s, pitching a card to cast Grief is just not that good of a deal. So I think I would rather either play an extra land or just play like a Storm Chaser's Talent or a Third Path. Not actually the worst Storm Chaser's Talent deck. Oracle came back in a bunch of blue, white, and green lands. Yeah, no roll. I guess I'll take the Oracle, sure. Oh, Savai Triumph, a red-black tap land? Money. I think that's better than Talisman. This all 2 drops doesn't really make for a great Talisman deck. Okay, Rabble Master is at least a sideboard card. I could play it over Hull Breacher, but I think this is fine. All right, someone can fix their mana with some Eagles. I guess I could have taken Eagles as a... Oh, I didn't take the Hallowed Fountain. I was saying like a blue-white and a black-white fixer. Oh, Firebolt's not a 0. I mean, this actually 17 lands. All right. I'm in for that. This ended up okay. Let's see. So 5, 6, 7, 8 blue, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 black, and 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 red. Kind of want one more. And then I'm just going to play 18 lands. And I think I cut the Firebolt, or maybe I just cut the Evora. All right. Well, you know what? I want to play one more blue, actually. And I want to play one less red, I think. All right. Let's get in there. This deck didn't get there on a lot of the things I was hoping, but I think it's just solid. The mana could be a little better, for sure. All right. On the draw here. I will say that this is the kind of deck that can be on the draw reasonably well. I have Force of Negation, Pyrokinesis, like Deep Cavern Bat, cards like Firebolt. I feel like this deck does a reasonable amount has a lot of early plays and cheap and free plays. Like I like that a lot. Could use like one Thoughtseize, especially with the Snapcaster and Lutri, but put up Mold, and I don't love that because I don't have a good answer to it right now. But, you know, Bowmasters can waste some of its time. I'm probably just going to pass here and use Retrofitter most likely, but who knows. See what I draw. Black Source would be kind of nice here. Let's just play the mountain and I guess just pass. I don't really want to fire off iteration. I'll do that next turn. I'll make a token. See, here's where a black I would have gone. Boom. Bowmasters, kill that while you're tapped out. I think I cycle consult the star charts here. Seems like the play. Uh-oh. If the next play is Academy, we are in trouble. All right. It looks like just attack, but now we're on a timer because if they draw Academy, like they're just gonna destroy us. All right, let's find a black source maybe. Mountain and Raucous Theater. We did. Okay, Raucous Theater. Draw. All right. Well, let's see iteration. Missed on iteration. All right. So I put Force of Negation in my hand and I have to pitch Snapcaster to play it. Yeah. No, I think I'll just take the stock up, put Force back in my deck and exile Hull Breacher. Yeah, I mean, I'll keep a Swamp. It's fine. I have a bunch of black cards to play. All right, they're going to make 1/1 flyer. Unfortunately, now that means that they can make a 4/4 pretty soon here, or like immediately, but hopefully I find answers. I have a little time, and I can go Deep Cavern Bat plus Dark Confidant maybe. Yeah, drawing a black earlier would have been nice. Missing on iteration was also kind of unfortunate, I'll say. All right, so they drew a land. Basalt Monolith. Well, Force of Negation might have been nice there. 5/5 Nettle Cyst. Yeah, okay. I need to find Cake Man pretty fast. So I'm drawing a Swamp. They have 2 cards. I think I do Deep Cavern Bat. Let's see what they got. Tezzeret and Ugin. Well, I gotta take Tezzeret. They're pretty far from casting Ugin. Then I'm just gonna play Dark Confidant. I'm gonna take some damage here. I'm gonna take like 10. But I can hopefully find something and then I can start chumping with Bowmaster's tokens and whatnot. I can gain 1 back off Deep Cavern Bat. Boom. So right now they're attacking for 9, and if they make another token, they're attacking for 10. Okay, that's not an Academy at least. That costs 4. Oh, 3 to untap Basalt. Huh? What is going on here? And yeah, I'll take 9 down to 9. Flip with Bob. My curve is pretty low. If I can find K Command to kill Retrofitter, honestly, I think I might be doing okay. Or at least I'd have a shot. But as things currently stand, it's a little tough. All right, Bob. Hopefully I don't take damage here. Flip Memory Lapse. Okay. It's not spectacular, but... Let's hit. And they could have made a Retrofitter token. I just didn't. I have Bowmasters for it. I'll do that end of turn. So Bowmasters, I'm at 8. I can play Bowmasters. I can stock up. I can play Snapcaster. I think I'm going to go to 4 here. I'm going to cast Stock Up. Pick up Fable and I guess Counterspell. I don't really. That was pretty bad stock up, to be honest. Are they not going to use Retrofitter to make a token end of turn? I mean, I guess they didn't when I attacked with Bob. I assumed that was better than untapping Monolith. Well, they untapped the Monolith, but they could just... All right. Well, that's fine. I guess I'll just ping them. Oh, I guess they're just going to play Ugin. Yeah. There's also that. All right. Enough. Yeah, Retrofitter Foundry got me pretty good. I do have that K command, which is pretty nice. I don't think I want Brain Freeze or Oracle, Underworld Breach, Third Path. No, I mean, Soul Guide Lantern and Firebolt both seem kind of bad, so maybe I take those out and I can put in like Rabble Master. It's just kind of a nice card, and a Storm Chaser's Talent, perhaps? All right. Let's run it. Let's see how this goes. I'm on the play. Reveal Lutri. All right, Storm Chaser's Talent. Let's get in there. I mean, turn 1 talent. Then Brainstorm and get back Brainstorm at some point is an option. I'm really hoping to just draw like Dark Confidant on turn 2. That'd be nice. Okay. Plains Mox, Ether Spellbomb. You got it. Any Dark Confidants? Any black 2-drop would be excellent here, actually. Nice, a land. Just gonna Brainstorm now. Impressive. All right, I'll play Spire Bluff, I guess. I'll put Lutri into hand on 3 and then get back Brainstorm on 4 and just, oh, there's an Academy. To Shorikai. All right, you know what? Let's move on. We're gonna have our time against Academy no matter what, and we have 17 lands in a row. Yeah. Oh my god. All right. Round 2 time. All right. Well, I'm on the play here. Reveal a Lutri, and this looks like a solid hand. So it's actually kind of interesting. What do we do on turn 1 here? Do we Brainstorm? I kind of feel like no. There's no real reason to. And first of all, Brainstorm can set up iteration. Well, if they thought seize me, that's a very different story, of course. And I can go Mana Leak, and then turn 3 I could iteration, or I could brainstorm. Well, I can't really Brainstorm plus iteration. I guess what I could do is if they don't play anything, I could Brainstorm end of turn. A Mox, you know what? I'm just going to Mana Leak the Mox. If it stops them from playing a 3-drop, I think that it actually works out pretty well. If they have a counter, they have a counter. That also doesn't matter. Oh, they had a 2-drop. They had Bowmaster's main phase. Okay. Well, I guess I'm glad I didn't Brainstorm into that, huh? I have a lot of ways to kill Bowmasters, so... let's actually go Bob here. I'm not casting Brainstorm with Bowmasters in play. And then next turn I can iteration. But it's not that I have to cast iteration in the first available moment, you know. You can cast it a turn later. Hopefully they don't go like land, DAC me. I draw 2. Boom, Bowmasters triggers. They could also just have a wheel here, and that would be pretty bad. But the thing with the Mox is, if they had a 2-drop, they would have played it on turn 1 with the Mox, most likely. So, feels like countering the Mox there works out well enough, though obviously it's been kind of medium here. All right, iteration. Okay. Put Lapse in hand, play Island, pass the turn. I really need this Brainstorm to be good, and I really would like to find a removal spell before playing the Brainstorm, because I don't really want to take 3 and make that 1/1 into a 4/4. Oh my god, am I getting Shinobi'd here? I kind of feel like I am. No, all right, didn't get Shinobi'd. That's nice, I guess. All right, let's draw Deep Cavern Bat. I'm going to play Twisted Landscape, and I'm going to put Lutri into hand. And I'm just going to pass here. I feel like I don't really need to do anything else right now. I could play Bat. They have all their mana up. Feels like waiting a turn is fine. What is this? Flame of Anor. Target player draws 2 cards. Sure. No wizard, though. Memory lapsing that just isn't really that helpful, I don't think. And then next turn, Bat. Really what I want to draw is just Firebolt or Fatal Push. It's not too much to ask for, I don't think. Oh, Pyrokinesis is also pretty nice. Okay, so let's go Island or Swamp. I guess Swamp. Bat. Oh, actually, I should have tapped Swamp because I don't have any black cards to play right now. Let's see what you got. Subtlety the Bat. Let's memory lapse the Subtlety. Because I can just not play into Subtlety pretty easily, I would say. Bat them. Has Echo of Eons and Snuff Out. The thing is, I don't actually mind the Echo that much. But the Snuff Out just does nothing. I should still just take the Echo of Eons. Pass the turn. I don't even need to Pyrokinesis here. They have Subtlety in hand. And Snuff Out. Like, their hand doesn't actually do anything. Okay. I'll take 1. So what I think I'm going to do is attack with the Bat and try to draw out a Subtlety here. Okay, well, if they're just going to do that, I think I'll just play Island and pass the turn here. I'm not going to cast into Subtlety. Oh, they're Otawara-ing that. Okay. That's fine. Are they going to run out the Echo? They just tap out for Echo? That's it? All right, I guess Pyrokinesis 2 and 2. Exiling Lutri. And if I'd sacked the Twisted Landscape before, I actually could have hardcast it, but I think that's actually fine. And Brainstorm. I don't know what I'm going to get off this Brainstorm, but... Oh, Force of Negation? Okay, so let's just actually put these two back. Let's just cast Force of Negation on that, exiling it. I don't know, their hand is kind of crap. I'm about to take... Their hand is Snuff Out, Subtlety, and an Unknown. I get to sack this and go get a Mountain here. Then I get to take my turn and I get to bat them. Well, me drawing a land was not part of the plan, really. Yeah, I'll take Subtlety. Cycle the Triumph. Land. All right, pass the turn. So we both kind of have nothing. They have Ether, Spellbomb, and Snuff Out in hand. They can Ether, Spellbomb the bat, and then I can't replay it because of Subtlety. Oh, K command is nice. And I have a Dark Confidant to get too. All right. Let's wait though. The problem is because of the Spellbomb, I don't really want to pick up a creature because then I get my bat Spellbombed and then they can Subtlety me. So let's just chill. They have Snuff Out in hand. It doesn't do anything. Ooh, Raucous Theater. Let's Surveil here. Counterspell. Yeah, that sounds good enough. All right. Attack. Pass the turn. They have one unknown. They have Snuff Out in hand still. Not using that Spellbomb, huh? All right. Well, I'm not in a hurry, so let's just draw my Counterspell. And now I think I can go for it. I can basically use up some amount of their stuff, so I can go K command. Let's see, I have 3 for K command, 2. Yeah, I have enough mana for everything. All right. Target player discards a card, return target creature. Bob, you discard a card. They can discard Snuff Out, I would imagine. Oh, the Swamp. All right. Play Bob. In response, they can Spellbomb the bat and then cast Subtlety, and then I'll counterspell the Subtlety. And I guess I'll probably play the bat too. Get their Snuff Out. Right, counterspell. I mean, this is a game where we've used kind of like knowing about Subtlety and just knowing about all their cards is so valuable sometimes. Like you just watch these games play out and it's so much easier to play when you know what cards they have in hand. Oh, Hull Breacher and Snuff Out. All right, well, I'll take the Hull Breacher then. I don't really care about Snuff Out. I don't have any targets for it, at least not right now. Okay, they kind of have a turn to draw something here. Ledger Shredder. That's not really going to do it. Draw Consult. All right. I'm going to cast Shieldred's Edict to get that out of here, and then I'm going to cast the Fable token. They can snuff that out if they want. And then end of turn, I'm going to consult the star charts as double demonic. Here's where Consult's incredible. Look at my top 9 cards and pick 2 of them. I mean, it's just dig through time, basically. All right. You got me. It does mean that the Fable's not really going to do that much. All right, let's pick up Snapcaster Mage and stock up. Snapcaster Counterspell is just what I'm going to be going for. Oh, I guess I can discard Island. Sure. Into Bowmasters? Nice. All right, all right. I mean, I think we got things here. Because I just have Snapcaster Counterspell up or Snapcaster Force Negation. Just pass the turn. Don't really need to do much here. Expressive Iteration. Okay. Do I want Brain Freeze against them? You could put in Brain Freeze and Breach, and if the game goes long in a spot like this, you just cast Breach and boom, Brain Freeze them out. I'll have to see if I have some cards that are dead. The problem is Bowmasters makes it so I can't really take out Firebolt or Fatal Push. Well, Fatal Push I'd keep in anyway. Oh, Psychic Frog? Yeah, well, Fatal Push is going to be good. Yeah, I guess I should probably... Oh, actually, you know what? I'll just get Shielder's Edict. Okay. I was just going to Shielder's Edict, but yeah. The only target... Oh, I have Hole Breacher for Snuff Out. The problem is Hole Breacher is pretty good against a deck that has Draw 7, so it's kind of hard to take that out. Soul Guide is good against Echo of Eons, but it's not like amazing. I think Fire Covenant's probably still fine. I could take out Fairy Mastermind. Pretty bad against Bowmasters. I mean, so is Bob and Deep Cavern bad. I guess I don't really want to cut all of them, though. What if I cut... Oh, Mastermind's also bad against Snuff, which I don't think they're taking Snuff out very often. If I took out those three, I could put in Brain Freeze, Underworld Breach, and the problem is the third one isn't even that good. But I kind of think Brain Freeze Breach is reasonable, and I think maybe I just keep in Deep Cavern Bat. That one's a little better. All right, I'll try this. We'll see how this plays out. Rabble Master is the other option, but I guess it's also pretty bad against Snuff Out. Well, having Brain Freeze in hand is not ideal, but also they have Echo of Eons, but they might have Wheel of Fortune as well. It would definitely fit into their deck, and if they have Wheel of Fortune, then Brain Freeze can definitely steal some games here. Soul Guide. Oh, clearly I should have played Island on turn 1. I had Counterspell. I was like, oh, I'll play Swamp because of Fatal Push, but... Oh, was this the Ledger Shredder? Oh, Psychic Frog Airtoe. Alright, well. We're gonna Fatal Push that one right now. Force or bust, I'm afraid. Okay, and... Actually... I'm just going to draw a card here because they have Hole Breacher and Bowmasters, and I do want to cycle that, so I think I might as well do that. Next turn, I'm going to play Fable. Oh, they didn't play a land. Well, I'm definitely just going to play Fable here. Hope they don't have a counter. They do. Spell Pierce. Dang. Well, if I can... I mean, I have Shielder's Edict. I don't have a blue for Counterspell yet. If the game is just going to drag out a bit, the Brain Freeze could be pretty good. Oh, you better cycle that now. They didn't cycle it. I think I'd rather cycle Savai Triumph, but I'm just going to put Lutri into hand here. Because I can't even leave up Counterspell anyway this turn, so I feel like this is a decent chance for that. They really didn't cycle it in main phase, huh? That's crazy. So they have a... They already use Spell Pierce, though, so that's like the most likely card that they would want to leave up. Wild. Okay, unfortunately I can't answer that. If I had blue earlier, it would have been nice. Sacrifice a creature token. And pass the turn. I could cycle Savai Triumph main phase, but there is a chance I'd want to cast Fire Covenant. And I don't how likely is it they tap out? I don't know. I guess we'll have to see. I could also technically cast Lutri here. That wouldn't be too bad. I mean, they're going to discard 2. You can't miss a land drop and then do that. It's against the rules. Okay, Echo of Eons and Toxic Deluge. Yeah, that's a good discard. Echo's always great to discard, and I don't really have anything for Deluge. All right, well, let's just wait a turn here. Let's draw Island. Just pass the turn. See what they do, if anything. Be nice to get to Fire Covenant multiple things. So play like a Bowmasters or Hole Breacher. Flame of Anor, draw 2 cards. All right. I guess I accept that. I just don't really want to counter a draw 2. Also, we can maybe catch them off guard with this Brain Freeze. I know they have Echo and Graveyard, but there's definitely the possibility that there's a turn where they play a bunch of spells, then I play like a couple spells into VV. Okay. Mox. Okay, so I'm going to respond here, I think, with Fire Covenant. 2 and 4. They'd have to have 2 spells in response. Seems pretty unlikely. I just don't want to let them get a bunch of VV mana here. All right, that goes away. Mox is fine. And if they want to cast Echo, they can cast Echo. I really can't tap out here. All right, Raucous Theater. Oh, yeah, I'll put Hull Breacher on top. Oh, man. There's a world where I like cycle Savitri into Hull Breacher here, but we'll see what they do. Iteration, okay. I feel like this counterspell is going to be kind of high leverage. I don't really want to burn it. I'm going to cycle Savitri end of turn because I can counterspell their Hull Breacher. Unfortunately, I don't have triple blue. Oh, that's awkward because playing Hull Breacher with counterspell backup would be really nice. I also, I guess I could, Lutrine Brain Freeze doesn't get you all the copies. It's just 1 extra copy. So it doesn't even actually increase your storm count, funnily enough. Because you could just cast Lutri first, then Brain Freeze, or you could cast Brain Freeze first, then Lutri and copy, and it's like 1 more Brain Freeze either way. You can't get 2, unfortunately. Ledger Shredder. All right. They've got a Ledger Shredder. I'm not going to have Counterspell up anyway, so I'm just going to fire this off and hope they don't have Infernal Grasp. They do. I just couldn't protect it. I mean, I guess if I draw blue here, but of course I didn't either. Okay, pass the turn. Don't really have much here. But this Brain Freeze, it's ticking up. It's ticking up. Drawing a mountain instead of island is so brutal. Just the exact wrong thing. Like, island's actually like somewhat playable. Yeah, all right, let's go stock up. If they countered, I can Lutri. So now I'll pick up Iteration Island. Play a land, pass the turn. I'm gonna get a nice little Brain Freeze at some point here, I think, but I can just chill for now. Hull Breacher. So if I counterspell it, they get to trigger Ledger Shredder, but if I don't counterspell it, it's pretty bad for me. All right, let's just counterspell it. And if they have another counter, I can Lutri the counterspell. Okay, they did not. So I'll wait on this Lutri, no real point in playing it. Into Bowmasters? Okay, well, that I can't stop. Am I going to get echoed now? I think I am. I'm at 12. I guess I don't actually die to the echo. It's not great for me, don't get me wrong, but I get to play Lutri and block the Orc. Oh, wait, no, that doesn't even actually work because if I play Lutri, they'll ping the Lutri twice. All right, so I guess I just have to let Echo resolve. And then I die. All right. Okay. I do actually think I like the Brain Freeze, but yeah, this is going to be tough. Yeah, Fairy Mastermind and maybe Grief is good. I have a lot of counters. I like my instant speed plays. Fable was really what got me there, as it usually does. Fable's a really strong card. Yeah, all right. I think I like how this is set up. All right, game 3 time. I'm on the play. Reveal this Lutri. Sure. Firebolt's pretty good. And, I mean, it's not like I really like Underworld Breach all that much, but in the mirror, it feels like just hitting land drops is pretty important. All right. There's the Brain Freeze. Okay. So now this is like a, get 8 lands into play, Brain Freeze you a bunch sort of deal. but it seems like a possibility. Okay. Island. I'm just going to put Lutri into hand. I got nothing to play, so I don't really want to waste my mana. They can Bowmasters me end of turn. No, this is not that. Occult Epiphany for 1. They must have Echo in their hand and they really want to discard it, or they kept a 2-lander. Or no, they discard an island? Do they keep a 2-lander with Fable, or sorry, a hand with no red and Fable? I guess we'll see. What do they have? Oh, Psychic Frog. All right, I guess I'll lose to Psychic Frog. Oh yeah, we're gonna lose bad to Psychic Frog, aren't we? So I could double bolt it, and then they discard 3 cards to save it. Yeah, I guess so. It's not even really that good, but what am I gonna do? They could Spell Pierce the Firebolt too. Yeah, if they do that, they do that. I mean, if you have Spell Pierce, you definitely do this. Okay. So they have to discard 3 cards here. Unfortunately, I don't have the Fatal Push to then stop it. I still don't really get the Occult Epiphany play. Feels like if you were flooded, you'd just wait on that. But I guess I don't know. None of the cards I've seen really explain why they cast this for 1. It makes no sense, but... Okay, well... I got a couple cards out of their hand, but now they have a really big Psychic Frog. I will block with the Lutri this turn. And then hope next turn to draw Fatal Push or something. Stock up into Fatal Push. So what did I set it up? Fairy Mastermind and Dark Confidant for these 2 cards? Yeah. Okay, they are giving it flying, which makes sense too. Yep, I'll take it. They draw a card. And Iteration, Stock Up, Fatal Push. These would all be pretty nice. They did discard Memory Lapse, which I don't really love. Oh, interesting. Okay. I'm just going to pass with Hull Breacher up and then keep Lutri on the ground here to hopefully bait them into using a removal spell on it or discarding, or at least they have to then give the frog flying if they want this to work out. All right, well. Yeah, I'll block. And the reason I don't want to pick the Hull Breacher fight is I have a lot of counterspells in my deck, so if I just wait and draw a counterspell, it would be really strong. They have 5 cards in hand still. It's a lot of cards. Let's see. No land play. All right, I guess I'll just take my turn. Hey, not going to work if I don't draw spells, which I have not been. I mean, I kept a hand of 4 lands. Yeah. Their own Hull Breacher. Okay. If this Hull Breacher works, then maybe we get something here. You going to discard 5 cards here? No. All right. And in response, Hull Breacher. I actually might be able to steal one here. Because I go Hull Breacher. They play a card to answer it. And then they've played... I played 1 spell. Then Brain Freeze for 9 down to 16. Then I go... All right. They don't draw a card. I really need them to play a spell here. Okay, they did not. A free spell was like really close to being good. All right, well, let's just cast Underworld Breach. See what they do. All right. Brain Freeze you. So I need to get Brain Freeze up to 8 copies. And I need to put 1 copy on myself. All right. Brain Freeze you. Exiling. 3 cards. And so now I get to brain freeze one more time. So, but I have to brain freeze myself once. I don't think this is going to be enough. It does not appear to me. Okay. And it's close. It's close, but it's not enough. And then brain freeze you. Basically, I needed one more spell in order for this to work out. Because if I had one more spell, that's 9 more cards. So like one more spell at the beginning, because I've cast 3 brain freezes this turn. And now I can brain freeze for 12. Or I needed one more card in my graveyard, and I could brain freeze them. I guess for one more, no, that wouldn't have even still done it. And I also do think they have a counter. So it's really just doesn't work out. All right, well, that'll unfortunately do it. Psychic Frog claims another victim, and we're 0-2 with this nice little Grixis deck, huh? All right. We're going to try to get out of here with 1 win. Time for round 3, revealing Lutri. And all right. Twisted Landscape can get a mountain or a swamp. I guess what I do here is probably get a mountain, because then Iteration can find me swamps. Sure. I'll run it. I do have a Pyrokinesis, but playing against blue, probably not going to need to fire it off for at least a couple turns, and I can always put Lutri in hand to do that. I love Pyrokinesis. It's like, I need to make a video of like my favorite underrated cards or something along those lines. Wouldn't be like, the bottom 50 cards or anything like that, but all right, well, that is a black-red card, which I guess I could always pitch to Pyrokinesis as well. And blue-red Talisman. All right. Red-white Talisman. Interesting. Wonder what's going on over there. Draw. Not much going on over here. I'll wait a turn on the Iteration, or maybe a couple turns, because maybe I put Lutri into hand. Very possible. Cycle and Oliphant. Okay. Are we playing as Jeskai? Are they going to get a plateau? Yeah, they got a Jetmir's Garden. So I guess it could be Jeskai. It could be 4-colored, no black. They're probably not doing anything here. I mean, maybe they are. Oh, they got to play. Making a move. Hopefully it's not a Fable. Broadside Bombardiers. Okay. I guess I'll take 2. They're not going to throw Talisman at me. So this way, if I draw a swamp here, it's going to be so good. So no matter what I do here, I end up having to discard unless I want to play Hull Breacher into Bombardiers. I think I'll just Iteration here. Okay. Brainstorm. Or maybe I just put Mana Leak into hand. I'm going to have to discard the hand size here regardless. All right, I'll put Mana Leak into hand, Brainstorm on the bottom, play my black source, pass the turn, end up discarding an island. So I don't love that because it was Iteration. It wasn't even like a draw 2. It was like a draw 2, discard 1. But putting Lutri into hand, I'd also have to discard. And I don't think I want to spend my mana on Hull Breacher next turn. Though maybe. I'm hoping they play a 2 toughness creature. Halalia? Rabble Master? Cosma Grand Zenith. Okay. Into Mox. Making 2 1/1s. Okay. Guess that's fine. I guess I'm actually going to take a bunch of damage here because I want to Pyrokinesis with Mana Leak up. Maybe they throw a Human Soldier at me for 2 or something. It's not even that bad. All right. Take my turn. Let's play another island. Pyrokinesis. 3-1. Actually, wait, why am I doing that? I could also... No, I should do that. I can't afford to wait. All right. Do this. Pitch K command. Because I want to be able to shield Residic the Cosmo Grand Zenith as well. Okay, each one sacrifice a non-token creature. Okay, so it was 3 for 2. All right. 3 for 2, and I took some damage, but I have a decent hand here. Can't mana leak. No, I can mana leak this. Nice. They're playing 4, I think. Yeah. All right. I don't know what their deck is, but I'm answering a lot of their threats. Oops. And I think just go. I'm going to play Fairy Mastermind and Hull Breacher in a second here. Fire off a Brainstorm. Thopter Foundry. Okay. Well, no sword. Hull Breacher. Fairy Mastermind. Good combination, too. Okay, draw. I mean, I'll hit with Hull Breacher. If they want to sack 2 things to make blockers, oh, they're going to do that. Okay, well, I'll do this right now. Wow, they didn't do this when I was tapped out. It's crazy, but okay. And then I'll Deep Cavern Bat their last card, which I can't imagine is going to be that good, but you never know. Static Prison. All right, fair enough. Okay, well, we both have nothing. I have not put Lutri into my hand yet. I do have Fairy Mastermind. If they draw a sword, obviously it's like pretty bad for me. I don't really want to attack into Thopter Foundry sacking useless things to make blockers, so I don't think I'll do that. If they don't draw an answer to Fairy Mastermind, though, it's going to kind of dominate here. Wow, they really should have considered double blocking Hull Breacher with the 2 tokens and killing Fairy Mastermind or something. I hope this isn't Sword of the Meek. Oh, Stomp. All right, well, I'll use Fairy Mastermind in response. So we each draw 1. I draw another 1. Fire Covenant and a land. That's not very good. All right. Okay, Bone Crusher is in. Okay. I guess I hit with the Deep Cavern Bat now. Because if they... Perfect. I'm just hoping that they would do this. Then I go 1 and 3. I'm going to take 6 damage here. But I get to kill both of their things. Fire Covenant would get pretty bad if I let the Bone Crusher hit me too many times anyways. All right. Still fearing Sword of the Meek. But with Lutri in hand, if I draw... Oh, Arena, okay. If I draw any spell that's like good, like Brainstorm or Stock Up or something, I, consult the star charts, I can kind of close things out. All right, let's cycle this right now. Okay, I don't think they have a counter, so I'm just going to run Lutri out here. If they do have a counter, then they have a counter. And that's not good for me, but nice. We're fully stocked account in a second here. So let's take definitely Counterspell. And the problem is Soul Guide doesn't stop Sword of the Meek because they play Sword, they sack it, I Soul Guide them, they sack Talisman. So I think I'd rather just take Bowmasters. And the second stock up, Snapcaster and Raucous Theater. No, that's fine. All right. I think I will attack with Deep Cavern Bat, though. I'll trade for a Talisman. I guess maybe trading for Talisman would have made Soul Guide a good play. They have 1 turn to draw a sword. Otherwise, really they have 1 turn to draw anything. All right, they're drawing 2 in a turn. Well, otherwise they're pretty much dead. They didn't do that in response to the stock up? That's crazy. What if they found a counterspell and countered stock up? What if I found a counterspell and countered Flame of Anor? Doesn't really seem like there's much of an advantage there. Ugh, they're digging. If they find Sword this turn, I probably lose because I've already even used my K command. It's exiled, so I can't Snapcaster it. If they don't find it, I have 2 counterspells up, so I assume I'm probably going to win. Or counterspell plus snap, like stock up or something. They discarded 2 lands and they played a land. Oh, Cloud. They're splashing Cloud to go get Sword of the Meek. That's really funny. Yeah, that resolves. Yeah, Soul Guide still wouldn't have done it. Do I have any more ways to kill artifacts? Don't think I do. I mean, I can snap like Fire Covenant or whatever, but it doesn't do much. Hold on. Let's just play my land and let's just cast this with Kicker. Look through my entire deck. Let's see. Yeah, I have Force of Negation. Memory Lapse, all these things. Sure, I'll take Brainstorm. I mean, the problem is Soul Guide just doesn't do anything. If I had a way to kill Talisman, but that's kind of the point. Brainstorm, Force of Negation. I mean, I don't think it matters. Brainstorm. Yeah, I don't have any ways to kill the sword. All right. We're going to 0-3? Nice. At least it wasn't a team draft, I suppose. Yeah, I do actually want Brain Freeze again here. Soul Guide didn't even seem that good. It just doesn't answer that combo. I mean, the Firebolt didn't seem amazing. It kills kills Cloud. That doesn't do anything. It kills Bombardiers, but it feels like killing only those. It's kind of weak. All right. Let's try this again. On the play, reveal Alutri, and all right, well, definitely going to keep this hand. I will say that the mana in this deck has come back to haunt me a few times. I've had, like, the very first game, actually, we lost because we didn't have black mana early enough the first game of the draft. This game, not having red could cost us. Like, there's just been enough times where even if we're not completely mana screwed, the lack of the 3 colors at the time I need them has led to issues. So this was a pretty medium deck. No really strong cards. Didn't get the wheels for the Whole Breacher and Bowmasters. It's just a pretty much average Grixis deck. Oh, I got a mana like that. I don't have any ways to answer it. See, like, even now, I mean, if I draw a mountain and can play Fable, that's great, but casting Stock Up here is just so much worse than casting Fable. In fact, I took Fable over Stock Up. Here, I guess I could go Landscape, Shieldred's Edict. I don't need the Brain Freeze right now. And then Brainstorm plus Twisted Landscape is a shuffle, and I can just consult maybe next turn. Keeping Shieldred's Edict in case they play a Cosmonaut or a Bombardiers or something along those lines. I mean, I like the card draw in this deck. Oh, they're just running out Sword, no land. Okay. Well, in that case, let's go Dark Confidant. Play this, and then I can Brainstorm Shuffle in a second here. Preordain. All right. I kind of wish I had my Hull Breacher ready to go, but unfortunately not. I mean, keep lands if you see them. Oh, Preordain, no land. Hold on, I got to see if it's bottom. No, they kept one on top. Okay, so they might have kept like a really good card, like a Thopter Foundry or something like that, or Ancestral Recall. The Thopter Foundry is pretty hard to cast right now, so I guess I wouldn't assume it's that. All right, putting back 2 lands was nice because I drew all lands. Okay, reveal a Swamp. Let's go Fable. Okay, well, I'm going to win the game where my opponent's stuck on 2 land on turn 5. So, ooh, they drew an Arena of Glory. Is that really what they wanted? Who knows? I don't think I'm going to consult the star charts end of turn. I'm going to play Fairy Mastermind and then consult with Kicka to get the full value. Though once again, I don't really think it's coming to that. I'm up a lot of cards at this point. They're very far behind. I guess I'm only kind of up 2 cards, but that's if you count Sword of the Meek as a card. And I barely do. All right. Maybe they kept Bone Crusher on top? It's possible. Fairy Mastermind. Use Fable. Discard 2 swamps. Drew 2 more lands. I mean, we're going to be fine here. I'm just going to consult with Kicker here, and I'm not going to even worry about Lutri. I'll take Memory Lapse Bowmaster. Wow, I think I've seen basically all my lands at this point, which means that the rest of the game is going to go pretty smoothly. Flooding out when you have a lot of card draw is not that bad, because I'm just churning through it, but I brainstormed back 2 lands, and I know I'm reshuffling, but then I discarded 2 lands, and then I consulted and put 4 lands back, so. But we are doing just fine here. Do have to watch out for Thopter Foundry, of course. That's probably the biggest way I lose the game is them sneaking one of those in somehow, but I feel like I have enough answers. And I'm seeing a decent amount of cards over these turns. I guess next turn I don't have any card draw lined up, but I've cast card draw spells pretty much every turn here. Okay, passing the turn. I'll just take my turn. I don't really need to run out the Bowmasters here. Island go, okay. Oh yeah, Underworld Reach, baby. They chose not to play their Bone Crusher, too. Ah, Delayed Blast Fireball, huh? Let's Memory Lapse that. Because by doing that, I get to attack for 4, make a token, and I get to use Fairy Mastermind on their turn. I'm glad I didn't play the Bowmasters. Huh. I guess I'll draw another card. Yeah, sure. I'll force the negation that. Why not? If they have an answer, they have an answer. I mean, I still think I'm fine even if they do, but if they don't, then they're basically just dead. Ooh, we have a Galvanic Blast. There's a reflection token. Okay, that means I don't literally just win, but I would imagine Deep Cavern Bat will give me a pretty good sense of what's up. Oh, they had the Thopter Foundry, Bombardier's Counterspell. Wow, they have a nice hand. I'll take Thopter Foundry. And if they go for Bombardiers, that's very much not going to work. Pass the turn. Guess their mana is coming back to haunt them this game. So if they drew a land, they could Bombardiers with Counterspell up. Yeah, I can kill Bombardiers like 3 times in my hand. It's not even an exaggeration. Okay. Each opponent sacrifices a non-token creature. I mean, you kind of have to counterspell this. It feels like you're priced in. Okay, well, then I'll Fatal Push it. All right, well, we're going to game 3. Can I get one, please? Don't want Firebolt. They had Third Path Iconoclast as well. That's like another card. Yeah, that's what the Pyrokinesis is for. All right. Let's do it. All right, I will reveal Lutri. I'm on the draw here. Yeah, I mean, you can't really mulligan Mana Leak, Force Negation, Shield's Edict, Snapcaster. I don't have perfect mana, but these extremely bad fetch lands will be able to get one of my 2 colors at least. I feel like we're being pranked a little with these cards in the cube, but whatever. I mean, I play it on turn 1, I guess, and then now I can get a swamp. Boom. Is this better than Bad River? Like, that's the cycle of lands that are like original fetches from Mirage. So it's like Bad River, ETB tapped, sack to go get an island or swamp, but it can get duels and stuff. Oh, they have a tapped Arena of Glory. I wonder if they knew that was going to be tapped. Well, I'm going to have shields up here. I think what this deck really was missing was just one good finisher type thing, like a Wheel of Fortune or Time Twister to go with the draw 7 guys, like Hull Breacher and Bowmasters. Oh, Okay, I guess I'll allow it. If they play sword, I think I let the sword happen and then force the Thopter Foundry. I would have forced Thopter Foundry there, though. Yeah, I'm getting Swamp. But, like, Bad River is just a tapped Polluted Delta. It doesn't cost you a life either. So, I mean, I guess these are untapped lands, which is kind of the idea. They're both fetches. I don't know. Okay, Broadside Bombardiers. Okay. Shielded Edict that thing away. And they have 3 cards in hand. I get to go mount and just go. I want to keep up iteration. I don't think I'm going to need to use Force of Negation this turn. I think Mana Leak will be sufficient, and then I can cast iteration if I want next turn. Excuse me? Uro? Where did that come from? Oh, wow. That's actually really bad for me. I even cited out my Soul Guide. Okay. That's really funny. All right, well, let's iteration. See what we hit. Ooh. I could put... You know what? I'm going to put Brain Freeze in hand. I'm just going to cast Brainstorm this turn. I'll take down Mana Leak. And I guess... do it like this. Pass the turn. Okay. Snapcaster Brain Freeze is also a way to get things done. So I guess, given that there's an Uro, especially with the... Well, I guess Arena of Glory Uro doesn't really work when you escape it. Funny. Flame of Anor. All right, draw 2 cards. Yeah, I'm going to have to try to win with Brain Freeze, which is why I just decided, you know what? I won't leave up Mana Leak this turn. Hopefully that doesn't get me too good. The Uro just meant they had so many lands out of nowhere. Okay, they have effectively 4 cards in graveyard with Fabled Passage. So Uro's coming out soon. Okay, well, I have a Bowmasters. I also have a Fatal Push that can kill Uro. I guess with Brain Freeze, especially with Snap Brain Freeze, I'll probably end up decking them after they bring back Uro the second time here. I hate to say this with 13 minutes left in their clock, but time might be an issue too, because it feels like we got a lot of game left to play here. 1, 2, 3, 4. So they need a card that goes to the graveyard, and they've assembled green, blue, blue. Does not seem possible in their mana base generally, but Mox Diamond I guess goes a long way. If I draw K Command, then we're cruising. Arena of Glory. Okay. Something's getting in there. What is this? An Oliphant? All right, Elefante. I'll Mana Leak that, I guess. Do I want to play this Bowmasters? I kind of feel like... Yeah, sure. It doesn't really seem like I get much by waiting, to be honest. So they're at 24 cards. They draw to 23 cards. They Uro to 22 cards, and they played 1 spell. Then I cast Snapcaster in response. That's second spell number 2. In response, cast Brain Freeze. Spell number 3. So that mills them for 9. And then flashes back, mills for 12, mills for 21. Yeah. It looks like enough, especially if they play a second spell, it definitely is. We have seen Counterspell, I guess. Yeah, I wish I had one more blue card, but we'll see if they tap out for stuff. Oh god, that's so good for me. There's just no way they don't tap out for something now, I would imagine. They have a brew here. Well, I think we're going to be fine now. So hold down control. Cast Snapcaster. In response, cast Brain Freeze on you. Ooh, am I going to get someone with Brain Freeze to win the match? Yes, I am. Yes, I am. They need to have like force of will or force of negation for this not to be the case. A Johnny. Delayed blast fire. Yeah, they have a deck, all right. Once again, delayed blast fireball. Heading to the loser's bracket. He says as I'm 0-2. Got a game. Whoa, look at that. Victory for the Horde. I got a match. Yeah, I mean, I think this deck, it had good answers, right? I had Mana Leak, Memory Lapse, Counterspell, Force Negation. That's good counters. That's good counter coverage. Had just Deep Cavern Bat for hand disruption, kind of Goliath's Command, but not really. But that's fine. All the counters kind of overlap there. And then I had Fatal Push, Firebolt, Fire Covenant, Pyrokinesis, Shield's Edict. That's good creature removal. Brainstorm, Iteration, Consult the Star Charts, Stock Up, Fable. That's good card draw. And then Dark Confidant, Bowmasters, Fairy Mastermind as like, and Hull Breacher as like creatures and some graveyard hate. The problem was I had pretty bad mana, below average mana for sure. And no real way to finish the game. So I'm really trading off cards and kind of hoping that like Bob or Hull Breacher kind of goes the distance. Like I did need that one chunky thing. Maybe the one Shieldred would have helped, but I was hoping for a little better than that. And well, I'd say a pretty deserved one too. I wasn't far from this deck being good. You had a Wheel of Fortune and a Lion's Eye Diamond, and this deck's amazing. I have Brain Freeze Breach LED with Wheel to go with Hull Breacher and Bowmasters and the Breach combo. So, but barring those cards, we have a pretty much like a 4 out of 10 Grixis deck that got 4 out of 10 results. So that'll do it for today. Thanks for hanging out. It can't always be perfect, and this one was far from it. But you know what? Come back tomorrow. I'll have a better deck then. I guarantee it. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like and subscribe button. It helps out the channel, and you won't miss a single draft.